Hi everyone, my name is Steve Pegler. I am the Enablement Manager for Europe, and I'm just going to talk you through a few slides that outline the onboarding program that we are running in Q3. And you have been invited to that program either as a student or as a manager, and have missed the earlier briefing sessions that we've ran in the last couple of weeks, which is the last couple of weeks in September. I am just going to share with you a PowerPoint presentation. Let me just start this up. Hopefully that has just loaded up. Okay, so as I said, I'm just going to walk you through a few slides talking about the program that we're running in Q3. It's a pilot in that it's the first time we've run a program with this description. What we've essentially done here is we've built on the programs that we were running in the past. There used to be a sales bootcamp that we ran until a year or two ago, back up until maybe 2016, 2015, 2016. We also have Samurai, which I'm sure you're very familiar with, all the e-learning modules. This program hopefully addresses the two in that bootcamp was on-site. Samurai is e-learning. What we're trying to do is evolve on the programs that we've done in the past and do a much more comprehensive program that involves classroom, involves virtual, involves self-paced learning, involves assessments, and involves classroom activities as well. And I'm going to walk you through that. For students going through the program, this is really what we hope you're going to get out of the program, essentially. So one of the key things that we would like to bring out is manager alignment. So we are involving managers in the delivery of this program. We've already briefed a number of managers in addition to, ahead of the program kicking off, to get them familiar with the program that we're running and what their responsibilities will be. Throughout the program, we're going to be getting them involved in coaching and helping you with your activities that you're going to be doing on a weekly cadence. And we're also going to be running some enablement for managers around how you effectively onboard people, so onboarding best practices, providing them with tools and resources. And we're hopefully going to be running some how to coach training as part of this curriculum as well. Creating a community is another bullet that you'll see on the slide here. This is all about you as a new starter community being part of a global cohort. We have new hires from June, July, August and September 2017, all combined to go into the Q3 program kicking off at the beginning of October. You're going to be part of that community. There's 40 plus students. You're going to be joining with them in the virtual sessions. You're going to be joining them within the on-site. We're going to be launching a Microsoft Teams collaboration site. And in addition to that, you're going to be meeting a lot of key people within the organization, managers, subject matter experts, parts of the training team, sales leaders that will be part of your community of support as you embark on your new career here at Sophos. Visibility on readiness or not. Essentially what this means is we will be doing various assessments on the way and at least checking in with you. A lot of that will be through your managers. This is not policing, this is just to see how you're getting on. There will be a final assessment at the end of the program, at the end of the 3 months. That will be just before Christmas time, 2017, which will ultimately outline, how well you're doing or how well you've done, where the gaps are, if there are any remaining things that you still need to improve upon, and that will hopefully go into your personal development plan as you leave the program. Like I said, this isn't a policing operation. This is purely to support you in your ongoing development here at Sophos. And here's some really key things I think that are pertinent to this program and how we built it out. We're hoping to reduce your time to competency. What that ultimately means is make you more effective more quickly. We don't confess to or pretend that we're going to teach you every single thing that you're possibly going to need to know here. There's still going to be so much that you need to learn, through experience here at Sophos. But what we're hoping to do is give you some critical learning resources, skills, tools that will support you early on in your journey, and hopefully that will speed things up in terms of how proficient you are, getting you more effective more quickly. Influencing your attainment. I mean, if you're quota bearing, or at least you support teams that have quota, this program, the learnings, the things that you're going to be learning, hopefully will make you more effective, which ultimately will influence your attainment going forward. And one of the driving factors that we're hoping to get from this program is to improve your experience. And what we mean by that is, if you're joining and you are going through some learning through the HR curriculum, through the Samurai modules, and potentially you can get some local learning through your manager, SEs, whoever is teaching you, you're probably getting a fairly good experience, but we're hoping to improve on that by giving you extra support, resources, and hand-holding you a little bit more. So we're hoping to reduce the number of questions and ambiguity that you might be having at the moment with stuff that you don't know. And ultimately, this is what we're really trying to do, is helping you navigate success in your new role. I'm going to go through these quite quickly. These are essentially the program objectives. These are ultimately the things that you'll learn. One of the things that we're going to go into is getting you familiar with the sales organization, the culture, the leaders, getting you a lot more ingrained, integrated into what is Sophos sales, and a lot of that's getting you to feel at home. Getting you integrated into the culture here. So there's a big emphasis on that in the program. Being able to pair and effectively engage with prospects, clients. This is really about how you sell. This is sales skills. What we're going to be teaching you is a new sales methodology called CAN Sell, and we'll be building on your ability to have effective customer, partner, client, distribution, conversations and interactions to help you progress opportunities through to close. So think of direct selling, think of sales skills really that help you have those effective client interactions. Know how to prioritize and manage your workload effectively using systems, tools and processes. That's very much around the sales operations piece, tools, resources, processes, getting you familiar with those. In the top right, we talk about role-specific knowledge. I don't think we're going to be able to teach every single role, everything that they need to know about their role, but as best we can, we will support some role differences. One thing we will say that the majority of the learning is generic across all of the sales organization, because we have a number of different people that we're trying to train, and we're training you very specific things that you need to know about selling at Sophos. And most of those are going to be consistent across the different roles. Key people and resources, that speaks for itself, making sure that you introduce to and know who's who and who does what and who you can go to for what. And then the last piece really is the what we sell piece, the products, the solutions, the go-to-market, a value proposition, a bit about Sophos, and then also some industry-specific information. At the bottom of this slide, you'll see test versus train. What we're getting at there really is there's going to be fair emphasis on assessment as best we can, rather than just a tick box exercise to say that you've been through some training, which is very typical of onboarding new hire programs. This will mean that we're able to provide you with some assessments tests as we go along through the various activities. And as I said, there'll be a test at the end of the program. I'm actually going to go through the program curriculum in just a second so you can see what that looks like. I'm not going to really go into this next slide much. I'd mentioned at the beginning of the call that what we've done is we've built on what we've done in the past. We've used a lot of external best practices actually as we've designed this program. And in addition to that, we've gone out to the business and we've asked a bunch of questions. And that process is going to continue as we build this out and evolve this program going forward. We will continue to get input from the organization. In fact, I will have sent out a survey to all of you to ask for some input to support the program. So we're listening to the business. We're not just giving you what we think you need and what the business thinks you need. What we think the business thinks you need. We're actually asking the business, and we're asking you. So we're trying to create that content specific to that feedback as well. This next slide really goes into the learning journey that you're going to go through. It's over a 3-month period. It begins on the 2nd of October. It's going to be virtual workshops twice a week, one on a Monday and one on a Thursday, going all the way through October, moving on to an on-site in November and through to more tailored virtual workshops in November, more specific to where you are in your journey, and helping you prepare for December, which will be an assessment and graduation phase. But if you look at the way that this journey evolves, once you've been through the initial climatization, we're going to start off with an introduction to your journey session, giving you the tools and resources, getting you acclimatized to the program and your surroundings and the people in your cohort. We're going to be taking you through this journey, and these are actually aligned to our core competency groups within the sales organization around credibility, engagement, operations, and role-specific. Credibility, mentioned this earlier, is all about what we sell, so it's value proposition, product solutions, go-to-market, etc. Engagement is the how we sell piece that I mentioned earlier. Sales operations, all the tools, resources, processes, systems that support, and then moving on to more role-specific content. Although, as I mentioned before, we won't be able to get too much into depth on role-specific things, but we will try and break out into different roles to support that more specific learning as best we can at different parts in the program. This slide also talks about the way that the program is going to be delivered. I've already talked a little bit about this, but it's going to be online, and that really is just a continuation of Samurai. So we're not going to create any new e-learning modules, but we are going to encourage you as we go through the program to ensure that you're completing your Samurai modules. In addition to that, you're going to be getting some self-guided activities. So we're going to be giving you some activities to do as we transition through this program that you will drive, and with the support of your managers. Going to be some classroom training. A lot of that's going to be done virtually through our weekly virtual workshops, and some of that's going to be done on person when we do our on-site event. And then, as I mentioned before, there's going to be some assessments as we go through the program. This was something that I touched on in the last slide, but it follows these phases. A lot of learning delivery in October through these virtual workshops, moving into November, which is going to be the on-site, some more tailored sessions off the back of the on-site event. As we go into December, we're going to be doing our assessments, and there's going to be a graduation, and you're going to graduate hopefully with honours, and you're going to be certified as a qualified, onboarded salesperson here at Sophos. Time, we're estimating there's going to be about 5 days total in a classroom, whether that's virtually or in a real classroom environment. If you add up all the individual sessions, we think at least twice that when you add in all of the activities and preparations and the assessments that you're going to be doing, possibly even 3 times that. So we're talking, 10, 15 days worth of time commitment, which sounds a lot. Some of you have been here a while, and that probably sounds quite scary. That's going to be delivered over 3 months, however, and this is critical to your experience in getting you proficient and onboarded effectively into the organisation. Anyone that has any specific concerns around time commitments or not being able to make sessions, please let us know. Any sessions that you miss, you will be able to watch the recording of the content and still be able to participate in the activities to support your learning, so you don't specifically miss out on any of the critical topics that we're going to be teaching. This next slide really breaks it down just into a bit more detail. These are some of the topics that we're going to be going through. So mentioned about acclimatization, that will also include an overview of the sales organization and the roles within the sales organization. We're going to be talking about threat landscape. We're going to be talking about IT security. We're going to talk about the Sophos value proposition, channel best, sales operations best practice, introduced to CAN selling and methodology, synchronized security. There's a lot of different specific courses that we're going to be delivering through to the on-site event, 3 days on-site in November, and then a number of different sessions building up for your assessment and graduation in December. This slide just gives you a little bit more insight into the on-site event that we're going to be doing. Key objectives really are a cultural immersion, and what we mean by that is to invite you into our head office here in Abington, or potentially there may be something that we run on site in Burlington, perhaps. But either way, you'll be invited, and you'll get the details of that and the invitations to that. You'll be invited to come into the office for 3 days, and this is the content that you'll be delivered. But in coming here, or in coming into the offices, you'll get to experience, if you haven't already, what it's like to work in one of our key offices, one of our main offices, and get to experience the culture and the buzz, and get you excited about your new journey here at Sophos. There's going to be leadership participation, big emphasis on practice and demonstration, and an opportunity to continue that journey of learning through your peers and building on that peer network, getting to meet your fellow new hires in person, because you have been spending a bit of time working with them in groups, etc., through the virtual journey up until that point. The actual content on those 3 days you can read in the slide here. I think we're going to be building quite heavily on the content that you would have learned in Samurai in day one, where we're actually going to try and piece it all together and make that much more interactive. We're going to be having some senior SEs or people within the business to really understand our portfolio and helping you through whiteboarding techniques and solutioning, how those products actually work, how they fit together, which specific situations do they support from a customer's perspective. It's really helping you build a picture of all these disparate kind of modules that you may have learned and different products that you've learned through Samurai, trying to piece them all together and give you some really good, solid understanding of our portfolio. Engagement around how you engage with customers will be done on day 2 with our CAN selling methodology. And then day 3, there'll be a lot of practice around the CAN methodology, teaching you and practicing how the skills that you've learned in CAN around how to qualify, how to articulate value, how to negotiate with customers, and also how to demonstrate your ability to position our products, demo our value proposition, etc., etc. Mentioned at the beginning of the call, we will be getting managers heavily involved in this program. So we are expecting and hoping that managers will support you with your activities, will provide you with coaching, and there's going to be a big piece also around manager enablement. So we're going to be teaching managers the best practices around onboarding new hires and some techniques around how to coach and introducing them some tools and processes that can support and make them more effective at keeping you on a solid journey in your transitional time here at Sophos, helping you onboard more effectively. This just really goes into what the calendar is going to look like for you over the next couple of months. We kick off on the 2nd of October with acclimatization of roles. These are hour blocks, so don't be scared. These aren't the whole day, but an hour on a Monday and on a Friday, all the way through October on these various subjects. As we go through into November, we've got the 3-day on-site on the 7th, 8th and 9th of November, and that's the Abingdon event. As I mentioned before, there's some talks of doing something separately in Burlington, but we will communicate if that's the case. More sessions throughout November, and then presentations around which will form your assessment, which will give you some more details as we get into the program a little bit more depth. And that's it. That finishes my update to you all. My name is Steve Pegler, steve.pegler, Pegler, at sophos.com. You'll have certainly received some emails and communications from me anyway. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, concerns, Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you all, looking forward to supporting you all, and best of luck on your new journey here at Sophos. And yeah, we'll meet you all very soon. Take care. Bye now.